Oh, it would have helped if I would have unmuted the microphone. Sorry. It's been one of those nights. Can you hear me now? Yeah, there. All right. So, welcome Nightmares. Welcome Mad Dog. I saw you in there. Welcome Irish. Thank you, Shadow Axe Kid, for tech support. Welcome, Adria Russell. I was asking, there was somebody that posted on Twitter, Juan101 CSW, asking how to get involved in the chat. If some of you could jump over there and let them know. What's up, Hybrid? We were already late. Wine School 101, there they are. Cool. So, Mad Dog, can you hear me now? All right. So, not real sure what happened. There were plans to have a guest this evening. I don't know, maybe time zones, maybe technical issues. I don't know. We will attempt that at another time, and hopefully it will work out then. But so I figure, well, we're already here. Might as well chop it up. So we're going to go through the same spiel. Yes, there are headlines, and they're server-based and restaurant-based because that was, our guest this evening was going to be a server. So, first of all, once again, we want to talk about there's the Reddit community. It's still sitting at 30. I know it's not Twitter. I know Twitter's hard to quit. Twitter's pretty efficient, and, a lot of us have a pretty decent amount of time there, and it works for us. But if you're looking for an alternative, come over here and hang out. So there is that. So now, time for headlines. All right, like I said, these were mostly based on all restaurants and servers and things like that. So, and once again, the links to these articles are in the description of the video when it goes live, so you can go read any one of these. The first headline, it doesn't show there, but that's actually from the Department of Labor. Jury decides Westmoreland County restaurant owner willfully denied 15 servers, kitchen workers, full wages over a 5-year period. And then, in a similar one, a restaurant in Oregon threatened to fire servers who didn't surrender their cash tips, a Labor Department investigation found. It's crazy out there. Then the next, I'm a restaurant worker, and if you order gluten-free, we assume you're a bitch. Possible, yeah. Once again, why the 20% tip could be on the endangered list. This one looked fun. Waitresses fuming after this couple left only a 10% tip after spending 6 hours at the restaurant. That's a fun one. Inflation may be hurting servers' tips. Fewer diners say they're tipping 20% now than they were at this time last year, according to a new study by Pop Menu. These are fun. 9 worst celebrities to serve in restaurants, according to servers. It turns out fame does go to the head. I would like to let you know, Blame Tag, that the self-proclaimed, copyright-denied Queen of Christmas is on that list. Surprise, surprise. Next headline, manager kicks out woman who steals ketchup bottles, silverware, and sugar from a restaurant. Fun stuff. Can't leave Irish connection out. Robot servers in Ireland. Future of dining outlooks cut and droid. Staff shortages after lockdowns have driven restaurant managers to invest in machines that even sing to guests. So if you see that in your neck of the woods, Irish, especially if they're singing, let me know. I want to hear about it. Your next headline, how restaurants can ease employee stress this holiday season. A recent study found 2/3 of seasonal workers ages 16 to 34 plan to look for temporary work during the holidays. Your next headline, I just stayed for 45 minutes for $1.25. Waffle House server calls out kids who barely tipped her after she stayed overtime. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, servers who waited on celebrities are sharing how much they were tipped, and it's honestly surprising. Quote, around 2007, Ryan Gosling was in my hometown and stopped by my pizza place. He came in towards close, but he rounded up a $55 check to $100 and took pics with everyone there who wanted one. And then this is good news. If this has already been approved once and shot down, hopefully they will fix this and it'll go through this time. The controversial DC tipping proposal approved by voters again. That's going to eliminate the tip wage. And I think in DC, it's like servers are going to be making like $16 an hour if it passes. And then, as a companion piece, our wonderful friend Blame Tag, our sponsor, The Serving Times, 25 reasons why you should be leaving at least a 15% tip when you dine out. Link for that is in the description as well. So yeah, so there's our headlines. Let's see what we got going on here. A Kardashian must be on the list. Yes, it is Chloe, as a matter of fact. James Corden was number one. Yes. Let's see. Whole lot of love for the retail war zone. At least it's not in our time of dying, hopefully. What's up, Corey? Let's see. Cats just think the whole tree is a present. Yes. Yes. So, evidently not. She ranks higher than Mariah Carey. I think Drake does too. I think Drake's like second or third. No, I think Chloe's second, and I think Drake's third. So that's always good stuff, right? You know. Having said that, we just mentioned him. Our sponsor, The Serving Times, poopable news satire for the customer service community, as if customer service wasn't ridiculous enough. Also, real quick, merch, ho ho ho, free shipping. I think, you know, the Irish Connection pennant would be an excellent Christmas gift to somebody you know. You know, Irish, maybe we should like set something up to where we get you to autograph those. That would be kind of cool. That'd actually be kind of awesome if you think about it. So, and once again, if you're on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do that. Hit the notifications or whatnot. It'd be nice to get over 300. We've been sitting at 300 for like 2 weeks now, which is kind of a milestone in itself. So there we go. Oh, Hero, I haven't made the check in the back shirt yet. Oh, Irish says I was making fun of myself, by the way. I screwed up my first day on the show. Nice. So, what do you guys want to talk about? Blame tag. My wife would buy an autographed Irish Connection banner. He's her favorite. As well, he should be. Oh, post-Thanksgiving day go. My question for that day was, did these people not buy enough damn food? Why are they still shopping in here today? Why? No stories on my end other than the truck for Thanksgiving was huge. Skeleton crew. We actually worked 12 to 8 on Thanksgiving. And the next day, still had people asking for cranberry sauce. And by the way, the poll, it's still active, but Thanksgiving, oh, there we go. Cranberry sauce poll results. All right, so the poll results are as follows. I put 7 days on it, but the holiday's over, so there's not going to be anybody really doing it now. So I guess it's okay to run with these. The choices were whole, jellied, homemade, or none. It's gross. Well, the winner is homemade with 36.8%. Jellied was second place at 33.8%. None, it's gross, was third place at 25%. And whole was 4.4%. At 68 votes, 2 days left. So, fun stuff. Hybrid says, just talk shit about the customers and the company with my DM. Same DM? Or you got a new one, didn't you? It's not Caruso anymore, right? That'd be funny in itself. Mad Dog, how's your situation going? This one tonight probably won't get posted audio-wise because this is just kind of a random hangout. Whole berry team until I'm in the grave. Wow, whole berry. But you posted a picture of the shiny congealed. Bragged about how, you know, it had the rings and all that. I don't understand how, oh, you're a fence rider, aren't you? I would like, oh, by the way, it was Blame Tag's birthday. So everybody wish Blame Tag a happy birthday. And, Mrs. Blame Tag has to be thrilled. Go Blue. Whipped the hell out of Ohio State at the shoe. Because Ms. Blame Tag gets what Ms. Blame Tag wants. I'm sure he will agree with that. Wine School 101, jelly, tradition that we slurp it with a straw. Gotta cut it on the ridges. Nice. Blame Take says, that's my wife's jam. I'll eat both, but I prefer the whole. Aha. So, happy birthday, old dude. He ain't that old. Oh, speaking of old, this is kind of funny. So I'm at work and I've got two employees that are like the walking wounded at the moment. They're wearing like back patches and stuff like that. And I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? I'm like about to be 53. You know, one has just crossed over 20 and the other one's like mid 30s. And I'm like, man, I must be living right or something. And I've probably just cursed myself. Like, I'm probably going to throw my back out tomorrow or something for saying shit like that. But I found a picture online of a shirt. Instead of Bath and Body Works, it said Back and Body Hurts. And I sent it to them and a text message saying, hey, boys, I got you some shirts. So, but I don't understand. You know, like I said, I probably cursed myself. I'm probably going to break my leg or some shit tomorrow unloading the truck. Oh my God, her dad was pissed. Her parents are Ohio fans. Yeah, you know, in here in South Carolina, we had the Clemson South Carolina game, and I'm a Clemson fan, and we won 7 straight, and we lost, and it was not glorious. But boy, I mean, you know, blame tag if they're into it, man. People take those games like serious. Like, I mean, look, I love football, love college football, love my Clemson Tigers. But I ain't. I mean, it ain't that serious, man. It's just a game that you don't even play. You just watch, right? I mean, it's not like, you know, we all are like coaches and stuff, you know, armchair quarterbacks. But whatever. Oh, her dad is usually very stoic, but he was screwing that day, man. I'm telling you, rivalry football games, it does something to people, and it ain't, and usually it's not something good. I don't get too excited about the games. I think the most excited I got was when Clemson won its first national championship against Bama. I screamed like because we'd waited for that for so many years. And Hero is like scolding me. You need to be quiet. You need to be quiet. There's a hooping and hollering and whatnot. It's crazy. Um, Wait a minute. Christmas trees. Oh, how soon do you start Christmasing? My family always did the weekend after Thanksgiving. Okay, so funny story. So Saturday, my oldest son and I worked, and Hero was off. And her whole mission that day, she said she was going to clean the entire joint. And I suspected tomfoolery. And so I asked my son, I'm like, what are the odds that she's put the Christmas tree up? He's like 75%. So she comes to pick us up from work, and the first thing that I do is look at her face. I'm like, why is there glitter on your face? And sure enough, there it was in all its gnome decoration glory in the living room. But it makes the family happy, so it's okay. You know, Christmas is bigger than just one person, so if it makes them happy, that's great. By the way, like in the chat, I know there's a few of you I know personally. You know, is there anybody else in the chat other than Hero and I that have kids? Well, I mean, Russell, I know you do, and Irish as well. If I've missed anybody, I apologize. Steve should have known 100% after over a decade. Oh, when did you guys start hearing Christmas music at work? We started Sunday. Saturday was so peaceful. There was nothing playing over the intercom at all. Ooh, does Mr. PP's count? Blaine Tag? Nightmare says I have grown step kids. Russell says I let the twins decorate most of the tree this year. Erica says day after Thanksgiving as is tradition. November 1st at work. Oh, Blame takes says they came in Sunday and it was on. Not sure when it started. How you like that Last Christmas song? Oh, yeah, we had somebody post on the video for Please Don't Be a Karen this year. I guess they were threatening us. It was like, I hope this isn't making fun of Mariah Carey. Are you like her personal bodyguard or something? No. Okay, now see, Irish. You shouldn't have said that. Yeah, Wham. I control the music at work. Thank God, not happening. Can you sneak in the Karen song? Can you do it like after hours for your employees to listen to and at least give them some jollies? That'd be cool. So yeah, fun stuff. Fun stuff. Um, did anybody have any problem ordering anything from Amazon or whatnot? Seeing how they did the smartest thing ever in the history of retail, that they went on strike on Black Friday. That was pretty great. I enjoyed that greatly. Um, did anybody go Black Friday shopping at all? That's something we can talk about because, originally I was going to do a stream Friday night like I did last year, recapping Black Friday, but Black Friday's pretty much dead. The sales were down in stores. There wasn't any kind of violence. There wasn't any kind of crazy shit going on and whatnot. Um, it's, you know, a wonderful time to be alive because I think it's dead and it's great. And I'm okay with, them stretching deals out for an entire month. But, if we're going to do that, let's just kill the terminology. Let's call it something else. Season of savings or some shit. Let's just get rid of, the whole lexicon of Black Friday. It wasn't much of anything. And obviously online, it's like I made some comment about going to Walmart and buying something, and Hero's like, that's the dumbest thing you've ever said. We're not allowed to go back into Walmart until like the middle of January. And she's right. Why would you do that? But online's the way to go. Blame Tag says, I didn't buy shit, just a couple of gift cards for niece birthdays. Hybrid says, forgot there wasn't any big AAA. No, there wasn't really. I mean, and depending on what kind of stuff you're into, like if you're into video games, I like, I'm a big Nintendo fanboy, but, their first party stuff goes on sale several times a year for exactly what they've, dropped it down to for the holidays. And, so there's no real big savings there. And then I have Game Pass Ultimate. So, any game I want to play that's on the service, I mean, there's no use buying it. It's like there was just not a lot of anything out there that was like, ooh, I got to have it there. And it's kind of like the discussion we had in the last episode about what was the big toy this year. Does anybody know what the big toy is this year? I don't think there is one at all. I mean, there's nothing really out there. And see, there's none of those must-have items that fuel Black Friday sales. It's not like, the Cabbage Patch Kid debacle. It's there's just nothing really driving it. And I think the market's pretty saturated on televisions. With inflation and the economy the way it is, people don't have the disposable income to just go blow money buying TVs here and there just because they want one or whatnot. And it's, and it's been proven that on most Black Friday sales that during the course of the year, those items have wound up being cheaper than they were on Black Friday. Yep, still Switches on the shelf. No Switch 2 yet. Blame Tag, I'm telling you, it's going to be announced and launched alongside of Tears of the Kingdom. They are not going to have a situation with Zelda 2 running like crap. Oh, Erica, you bought a CNC machine? Y'all going to start making guitars now? That's what's up. I want a Erica signature guitar. 3D printer would be cool. I'd like to have one of those. I don't know how much I'd utilize it. Blame Tag is the last person on this planet that needs a 3D printer because he'll wind up 3D printing that Kirby nonsense he keeps posting everywhere. Yeah. Look, I mean, I think the last Zelda, Breath of the Wild, was cross-platform. It was Wii U, and it was Switch, right? And then what else was there? If I'm not mistaken, Twilight Princess was cross-gen with the GameCube and the Wii. So it, typical Nintendo. I mean, it would make sense for there to be something. I still think they're missing the boat. I still think they could do like a set-top box that does 4K and has better innards, so to speak, and they could still sell it for less than $200. Sell it with a controller and make money hand over fist. Because production costs wouldn't be squat. Because if you look at the size of a Nintendo Switch, if you take the Joy-Cons out of the equation and the screen, that's not a lot of components, and they could beef it up and put it in a little box smaller than a Mac Mini, and that would print money. And I'm still thinking that's coming. Skyward Sword was Wii. No, Skyward Sword was just Wii. It was backward compatible with the Wii U, but it wasn't a cross-gen. Nightmares in Store says, blame tag, make a doll, push pins, not included. Boom, voodoo doll. Nice. Karen voodoo doll. Well, I mean, we could get, what was in Lilo and Stitch, what was Lilo's stuffed animal's name? Take that stuffed doll that it had and put a Karen haircut on it. That'd be it. Yeah, Vanessa would be the one. That would be true. I still think it's awesome as hell meeting Vanessa through Twitter, and she wound up doing work that wound up at WrestleMania. That was awesome. That was cool as hell. Scrump, yes. So do Scrump with a Karen hairdo. That'd be the Karen voodoo doll. That would be great. In his defense, I found one in my bin cell. But yeah, so, and you know, it sucks too because Mario Kart 8 keeps selling. I don't think we're ever gonna get another Mario Kart. We probably won't get another Mario Kart until not the Switch's successor, but the one after. Retail and corporate CEO voodoo dolls. That'd be good. Have a Bezos, a Musk, a Cook, a McMullen. Erica, by the way, is there anything to report on the lawsuit that you can divulge, or is it still kind of, we don't talk about it until it's done? And in case you have not been around, I'm talking about the Justice for Evan lawsuit with Kroger. And do you think Kroger and Albertsons is going to go through? Adria, quick quiz. What did you have for dinner on your last working night? I'll start. Ham and cheese sandwich I made at home at 9 p.m. with a vodka soda lime. Go. Last working night. That would have been Saturday night. So I believe Saturday night was steak tips, mashed potatoes, and mushroom gravy. That would be what I cooked. And no, working night. Now, so Saturday I had that, and then tonight I had homemade cheeseburgers. Yeah. Salami sandwich for the win. And then Adria and I were talking about Led Zeppelin on Twitter. Anybody there in the chat, throw out your favorite Led Zeppelin song. That ought to be good. My favorites are really tied. I love the Immigrant Song. Always have. My exposure to the Immigrant Song as a young child was, there was a show called The Gong Show. And if you're familiar, if you're not, go check it out. Blame Tank. That's right up your alley if you've never seen it. But it was this group of people dressed like aliens with really tall heads, miming along to Immigrant Song. But Immigrant Song and 10 Years Gone. 10 Years Gone is a fantastic song. I also like Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You. And I really prefer the Great White live acoustic version. Cashmere is fantastic. I think Cashmere from Celebration Day is awesome. Oh, familiar with the Gong Show? Mean Jeans and Dancing Machine. Nightmares in Store. I just recently found out Led Zeppelin is a band. Wow. Hey, but look, there you go. Anything off the Presents, nice. When the Levee Breaks. Yeah, but you're right. There's so many of them that are good. Even though Jimmy Page stole a lot of music from blues artists, but and then there was the lawsuit about Stairway, a few years ago, which was there was no question that was stolen. But I think Robert Plant in his prime, there wasn't a better singer. John Bonham, there hasn't been anybody kick a kick drum as hard as him, other than maybe Tommy Lee. And their composition skills are great. Yeah, that was the question. Adria made some comment about, should I summon the holy, and she said Stairway, and I'm like, I used to work for Guitar Center, not allowed. That's another one. I mean, that's interesting. Like songs you play in guitar stores. When I worked for Guitar Center, it was a hodgepodge of meme. The memes are correct. It was Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple. It was Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. It was also Back in Black by AC/DC. And a combination of Master of Puppets, and long before it was made famous by Stranger Things, and Enter Sandman. Those were the things you heard the most. Blame Tag, that's real. But I will say this, that became a running joke, but the entire time I worked at Guitar Center, I don't know if they believe that. I heard maybe a couple of people play Stairway ever, and it was normally in an acoustic room. It wasn't out on the guitar floor. Because y'all want to hear some racket, go into a big city where there's a Guitar Center, walk in there about 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's just audio rape. It's terrible. It is so much shit going on at one time. It's like, what is this? There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a Stairway to Heaven. So relevant. Yeah. That's very, you could almost argue that as a Karen theme song. I mean, I hate to say that, but if you take that lyric and you pair it with the people that we deal with, especially the church crowd, that's pretty. Oh, Blame Tag. Have you made any progress on the Grinch origin story? Irish Connection, that was one of the greatest things you've ever come up with. He pulls that off, it's going to be great. Did we carry oboes when I was at GC? No. I got out. Well, see, Guitar Center owns Music and Arts, which is their band instrument line. The company that I worked for when I got laid off last time in Atlanta, Music and Arts actually purchased them. So no oboes. We didn't do lessons at that time either. I mean, I'm kind of dating myself a little bit, but when I was working at Guitar Center, that was peak Guitar Hero. I mean, literally, that was customer after customer. Hey, my son or daughter plays this Guitar Hero video game. They want a real guitar. That is exactly, that was when the industry was booming at its most. And it was a lot of fun. And, but no band instruments at that point in time. Thank God. Whole lot of love, Misty Mountain Hop in the light. Hey, what can I say? When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed. Oh, shit. Oh. Wow. What if the word is manager? Oh, my God. This is like some weird Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, Wizard of Oz bullshit going on in the chat right now. I think the code's been cracked. Blame Tag, are you taking notes? You need to be. The chat might be on to something. This could be good. This could be really really good because wow, I don't I I, I just I can't believe what's transpiring right now because it it's frightening, to be honest with you. Um, the correlation. Holy shit! Wow. I wow. Okay. Shit. We we got to talk about something else. That's too much. Like I said, that is some Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, Wizard of Oz bullshit going on right there. God forbid. I know there was that Karen movie coming out or whatnot. God forbid the song and a scene in there sync up, and that's it. I'm out. I'm done. Yes. I asked about have you made any progress on the Grinch origin story that Irish suggested, or have you even started yet? Because I know you're working. I know it's busy this time of year. Makes you wonder. Stop, hero. Guys. What's gonna happen is when this stream is over, she go, this is going to continue, and I'm gonna be like, I just want to go to bed. Um, a big Houses of the Holy fan too. Man, it's a shame that Iron Maiden in this conversation because Zepp is her favorite band, um, along with my friend Gary Chumney. But started tinkering, haven't gotten that far. But yeah, Zepp stuff. Most of it was great. I mean, I really do like All of My Love. I mean, and there's a sad story behind it, obviously, but most of Zeppelin stuff was great. I really thought Celebration Day. I thought that show um was phenomenal. The production on it was great. I think Jason was a fantastic replacement for his father. Um, I do give Robert Plant credit because the millions and millions and millions of dollars that band has been offered to reform, and he just won't do it. And he's doing the right thing. He knows he can't hit those notes. He Celebration Day was, no pun intended, their swan song. Great way to go out. Adria, do you listen to the Paige and what's her name? Alison Krauss stuff? I've listened to a couple of things and it sounds pretty cool, but I mean, it's not really my cup of tea. Erica, are you ready for the Villa show? Because didn't you get tickets? I saw a recent interview with him talking about the the new record, and I didn't realize this until I saw the track listing that Gothica Finica that came out during COVID, that's part of the record too. So if you listen to the newer stuff, like Love Letting and Echolocate Your Love, and the last one, it's it's almost like a progression from like a more standard him and his infernal majesty into a more electronic based. But I mean, I like the stuff. But the interview was cool, and he talked about recording all the stuff himself, and during the pandemic. I know when I watched the video, I was like, he does not look well. I mean, his face really looked like a skeleton. Um, he really looked a whole lot like Clemson's ex defensive coordinator Brent Venables, but he seems in good spirits, and he talks about the band and whatnot. He talks about him breaking up, and I guess we'll see. But it's I'm looking forward to hearing some new stuff. But since Gothic Finica was on it, um, as far I don't, I'm going to butcher the title. Hold on, um, let me see it. Uh, let me look this up. Boy, this conversation took a turn, didn't it? Um, let me see here. All right, so from the Gothica Venica, Saturnine Saturnalia is an amazing song. Period. One of the best songs that they've ever did or he's done. Oh, playing same venue they played during the farewell tour. Yeah, I didn't go to the farewell tour. I got to see them on the Dark Light tour, and I saw it called the Dark Light tour. They were touring with uh Lincoln Park during that festival. And I saw them at the Masquerade in Atlanta, which was great. So, and Hero could tell you that thing was you were packed like a can of sardines, but it was great. So, but yeah, yeah. Adria says I'm listening to For Your Life right now. It absolutely rocks. I mean, hey, look. I mean, Zeppelin was great. You know, Jimmy Page is a great guitar player. There's no doubting the influence that Zeppelin had on so many different musicians and going, through the years. You could argue really and truly, them, Deep Purple, and Sabbath pretty much created metal. Speaking of metal, did anybody else hear the new Metallica song? It's pretty kick ass. So, all right, let's get off the music thing a little bit. Anybody got anything to add? Anybody have questions, comments? What you got, Irish? What's going on over there across the pond? Um, you know, Retail seems to be taking still a beating. Um, and I just, the season's not all that great. You got idiots on Twitter who like to source pictures from employees or customers taking, pictures of shitty displays and stuff like that out of context. What's his? Is it Neil Saunders? Is that his name? Blame tag. Or our favorite village idiot who posts a bunch of shit on Twitter. Oh yes, Erica. The Justice for Evan billboard campaign is underway. I shared it on Facebook and I shared it on Twitter. Check that out. Irish Connection sends me a picture of a donation he got. Mind you, it's a thrift store. Now, I do want to say this, Irish. I've looked at pictures of those thrift stores there. Man, thrift stores there versus here, holy shit. I mean, the people there take care of like their furniture. I mean, I've shown Hero pictures. I'm like, my God, look at how nice that stuff is. Here, no, not so much. It's all scratched and dinged and all whatnot. But Irish sends me a picture. He got a dildo donated. Yep, that's into the dumpster goes. um, and yes, Neil Saunders. He's an idiot. Russell says we're getting a Bohemian Grill here. $13 hamburgers, nice. Let's see. Oh my God, Neil, whatever the fuck. A Hero says to loop back around, how do you all handle it when you get bad customer service? I would think, honestly, all of us that work in the industry, I think we probably handle it better than most. I don't think that we're going to have a lot of people, um, argue and fight, so to speak. So, all right, we are sitting at 41 minutes. It's almost 9 o'clock. Oh, Hero had a horrible server yesterday. Yeah, that was pretty bad. That was rough indeed. Um, was not good. Nightmares in the store. I went off on someone who gave me bad customer service this week. Ooh, hey, look, it happens. I mean, none of us are perfect, right? Russell and blame tag. Yeah, same. I see it as everyone has a bad day. Blame tag says I usually just let it go. Either someone's having a bad day or they're young and they don't know how to handle shit. I don't engage. I will say, true confession. I mean, if where I will kind of flip a little bit is the quality of my food. Has nothing to do with the service. Has nothing to do, with, if I've got a good waiter or waitress, that's fine. But if the food comes and the food's wrong, or, you know, you're the only people in the restaurant and the food takes an hour to get to you, there's a problem, right? That's the only time Steve gets really pissed off is when it comes to food. That's it. As far as servers go, I understand that, everybody's short staffed. I get it. I mean, I do. But the experience that Hero had the other day was really kind of inexcusable. In a food establishment. I was not there. And her and her crew handled it with grace and dealt with it. And me personally, after hearing what happened, I probably would have blew a gasket. When you're getting food that has toothpicks in it, they're that has never had toothpicks in it ever before, and there's no warning, and I might be a little mad, but Iris says, is there a particular store or type of store that gives the worst service in your opinion? I don't think there's anything like in particular, really. I think that it's case by case basis. Yeah, well, Erica, Walmart, it depends. I mean, I've never had a bad experience per se in Walmart. I kind of look at it as consider what you're dealing with. Consider who they're paying. Consider who they're hiring. It's not as cut and dry as that. Like I said, but then again, I don't deal with people. I just go in and get my shit and go. I don't, I, all of us here, I mean, we've worked in the business. We know how stores are laid out. It's not like we have to ask for help, right? And I think if we do ask for help and we don't get it, yeah, we get pissed off. But because that's got to be an extreme situation. But I mean, most all of us, we go into these stores, we get what we want, and we get out. It's like you go to Walmart, the checkouts are backed up or whatnot. Go to fucking electronics and check out and get out. Right before the week of Thanksgiving, I was in Walmart. Same thing. Go buy some stuff. The lines are backed up. The self checkout's backed up. Mosey your ass on over to electronics. Ring up and go home. Tell the cashier, hey, thank you. Keep it moving. Yeah, I understand. I mean, nightmares, you're right. I mean, Walmart, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, they're the number one employer in like 20, I think it's 26 of the 50 states. So they're the number one employer in like half the United States. Now, just because they're the number one employer doesn't mean they're employing the greatest they can. But they just about hire anybody they can to get them in the building. So it's a crapshoot if you're actually wanting help. Like I will not go to Walmart and be like, hey, do you guys have any more of these? Can you check in the back? Oh, hell no. If I don't see it on the shelf, I'm nope. I'm not doing it. It just doesn't work that way. Irish Connection. What stores have the most bullshit policies, like staff policies or even returns? Honestly, Irish here, I mean, unless somebody wants to correct me, it's all about the same. Um, the earbud thing, that's something that needs to get under control. I'm just going to say this, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm old or a boomer. But, you know, if you're on the floor, not just from a customer standpoint, from a safety standpoint, you need to hear. And you got people with the earbuds in. I know what you're thinking, hero. I'm right there with you. But it's unprofessional, and it can cause some problems. And I mean, it only takes, and the employees don't understand that it only takes one customer saying the right thing to really get your ass in a sling. And how anybody ever thought it was okay to wear earbuds at work, I just I can't subscribe to that. Look, I love music. I don't have earbuds. I don't listen to music when I'm at work. I don't have my phone out listening to music. I go to work and just do it. And I just, this earbud thing is, it's going to be one of those things where there's going to be a news report that like some customer got mowed down by a forklift or a pallet jack, and they were telling the associate, hey, I'm right here, and they didn't hear him because they had earbuds in. That's what the end result's going to be. There's going to be somebody get seriously injured by an associate with earbuds in before people really do something about it. Blame Tank said Kohl's had that anything goes return policy that fucked up the industry because of a lot of stores like mine adopted it to compete. Luckily, mine went back on it, but not sure if Kohl's still does. Yeah. I just don't. I mean, the earbuds thing. That's the thing too. Now, look, I don't. My phone's normally on silent. All right. Sometimes I'll have sometimes I forget to turn the volume up. If I go out and smoke or if I'm on break, I'll look at my phone. But other than that, no. If I'm on the floor and I'm working, unless I get a notification or something, I got a message, I might pull it out and look at it, and I'll put it back in my pocket. But I'm not like that. But the amount of people that I see that just hang out on their phones. Customers too. I mean, several times today, customers about mowed me down because I'm working and they're walking, looking at their phone while they're pushing a shopping cart. I'm like, excuse me. And that's another thing too. I want to do an entire episode about customers refusing to say, excuse me now. The amount of people over the past 2 years that will just get in your way, stick their hand in front of your face, do whatever. They don't say a word to you. You will not hear excuse me out of their mouth at all. And it's just like, okay, whatever. I mean, when did that stop? I mean, that's just, and the people that are doing it are the generation that were told and taught to say, excuse me. All right, so there is none of this younger generation bullshit. These are people that grew up knowing better. The kind of people whose mama would slap their mouth, if they said a word sideways. But what has happened with that? I mean, the excuse me thing is just ridiculous. I mean, some try to be cute. Oh, I'm going to reach over your head. I'm sorry. You couldn't wait 30 seconds? I mean, come on. I mean, you don't have to have it. I mean, can you wait for me to move? And we have a conversation numerous times at work about people coming up and like talking to you. I try my best to be as non-approachable at work as possible. And still you get people that want to come talk to you. And they were asking me, well, how do I get out of it? And I told them, I'm like, well, I'll reach a certain point where I'm like, okay, I fully understand. You have a good day, and just walk off. So there's the non-excuse me crowd, and there's the people that just want to talk to you crowd. And I hate both of them. I mean, whatever. I mean, you can wait just a second. The same people to say, oh, I'm going to reach over your head and grab this, are going to be the first people to say, well, they were in my way. That's why that jar of pickles fell and hit him in the head. Nope. Blame Texas. I pretend not to hear them until they say, or I interrupt and say, excuse me, like I didn't hear them. Yep. Entitlement. Yep. Erica says, my pet peeve is a customer being checked out while they are on the phone. It's fucking rude. No acknowledgement. I agree with you. I agree with you. That goes along with earbuds. That's like the customer version. Being on your phone. And, what kills me is the amount of people on their phone, on speakerphone, in the store, letting the entire world hear their business. No one cares. But by God, they got no shame. I mean, it's like some of us grew up, knowing what privacy is and things you don't want people to hear. That got lost somewhere, because you'll hear all about baby mamas and people beating each other up and people cheating and whatnot on people on speakerphone. It's like, no one wants to hear this at all. Iris says, it's amazing how you can conjure up customers in an otherwise empty store just by restocking a particular shelf of changing it. Yes, they will. It's like it's they come directly in. Oh yeah, all right. So Hero says, interesting story. Our local Walmart has a particular high price product on their shelf with our store's information on it, where we tried to prevent them taking them as returns. So, yes, to give you an idea about Walmart's return policy and the people running the counter, something getting stolen from one store that has identification on it from that store getting returned to a Walmart down the street and put on the shelf. And that's not the first time it's happened. Nightmares in store. Yes, please air out your entire convo for this. We've all dealt with it. God, some of the stuff we've heard, just people walking around the store on speakerphone is like, and you hear it and you're like, why would you want people to hear that? It's like, no. Whoa. Now there's a new one. Mad Dog says, I was in Dollar Tree the other day and the cashier pulled out his vape and hid it while I was checking out. Wow. That's a new one right there. Russell says, it was great at the tree when we were there. I'm not gonna lie, man. Look, where we worked sucked, but I think we had a pretty good time, don't you, Russell? We did all right. Bing. Red Bull. Russell knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, fun stuff. All right, so we're sitting at 55 minutes. I didn't have a question of the week this week because this was. Oh yeah, I'm talking about the loud phone calls. Yeah, we heard some mess there. But anyway, so this has been fun. Like I said, I probably won't post audio for this. It'll be on the YouTube page if you want to hear it. But this is a random nonsense. I'll be doing something Wednesday. I'm not sure what yet. Probably announce it tomorrow. It'll be something with a little bit more substance, so to speak. I did see. I got a message. It was a time zone issue, so hopefully we'll get Waiting on Stupid back on soon. That would be very, very cool, because there's a lot behind that. And, and if any of you guys out there in the chat, if you want to be on the show, if there's something you want to talk about, you know where to find me, message me. Nightmares, if you want to talk about something, hit me up. You don't have to be on video. We just need audio. That's it. Erica, you're welcome anytime. Adria, you're welcome anytime. I know you're on the West Coast, so it'd be kind of hard to figure that out. But, it's, any of you guys are welcome. It's just whatever you want to talk about. Just give me a topic. The format's going to be the same going forward. Even if, we have a guest or whatnot, I'll go through the whole spiel at the beginning, or go through headlines and whatnot, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes. But hey, or if you know somebody that wants to come on, come hang out or whatnot, hey, I'm easy like that. So, just let me know. Hit me up. Send me a message on Facebook. Send me a message on Twitter. Send me an email. All the links are right here underneath my head. So, I'm easy to find. So if you got something, Oh, blame tag. That's just mean. I know what you're talking about too, but that's just mean. Don't encourage him nightmares. So anyway, it's been fun. I'll figure out what happened with Wedding Was Stupid, and we'll get that rescheduled. And we'll do that again in the future. I'll find out what time zone they are, and we'll just kind of go from there. But anyway, everybody have a great night. Christmas is coming. I'm sorry. It just happens once a year. So stay safe out there. Don't do anything crazy. Keep yourself in one piece. And blame tag. We need to do an episode about back to school, because I have experience with that as well. So everybody have a great night. Take care. Stay out of trouble.